Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan 2023.
Yeah,
What?
baby, 2023. But this year I'm going as Daniel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's going back to drunk in the bed.
Let's call it
And
Thomas
you
and
are
Daniel
now,
and Samantha.
and you are now the sexy Samantha. It is
Alright.
now said. I'm just finalizing the tour listing of our goof rock band that will be rocketing into Superstar. No, it's 2023. We're happy to be back with you guys. We are live. I don't know if anybody else is live this week because today is actually a holiday. And my wife told me, and then
It's a holiday?
This is the observed holiday.
Sam thought the same thing I did when I texted you.
I almost texted both of you.
I think
What
that
is it?
I rattled Tom, and I think Tom was like, this mother ever don't want to do nothing. Because I texted him, I'm like, are we working tomorrow? Meaning today.
A lot of people ask me that, and I was like,
My husband's off. Everybody I know
Yeah,
is
my
off,
wife
except
is
for
off.
us.
My
Really?
daughter's off. And we're the only people working. There's no one on the roads. It's a fog
Everyone's
advisory.
at Publix grabbing subs.
Yeah, everybody's out fishing and partying.
I dropped my sons off at school today.
Oh, my God.
It was weird because
my
it was,
God.
I thought I was like, oh, we must be early, although we're late. So that's weird. Anyway, I thought everybody
Made it.
got
They
that.
must be holding class for us.
You know, it's weird. Like, I was hanging out with a bunch of friends from Miami. Their kids are off all this week.
Yeah.
They didn't
That's
get
crazy.
They didn't get the week before Christmas off. They got last week and this week off, which they didn't like.
I
because
think I would
they're-
rather have the way we did it. I don't want them off now, but if I
Yeah.
were a kid, I'd rather be off now because I get my toys longer.
That's true.
You know, like it's dope to have a little I used to love it when we'd get Christmas and then there'd be like it's seemingly 2 weeks after Christmas because I was like, oh my God, I've got unlimited time with my Stompers and my G.I. Joes and my
yeah.
Genesis, you know, like
Yeah.
unlimited time. Because 2 weeks to a kid,
Eternity.
oh yeah, my God.
Although all my friends are bitching because they're like, man, everything else starts back up like at the beginning of the year, and like and a couple of my buddies are like, this is the busiest time of year at the beginning because everybody, you know, businesses are like doing all the stuff, and like they're organizing everything.
Spoken
Anyway,
like a true businessman. This businesses are doing all the stuff.
I wasn't going to say nothing.
Yeah, no, I will.
you gotta do the stuff.
I vowed this year to help.
We're doing some stuff this
I
morning.
vowed to help Tom with more businessy things this year. And when he,
Oh, God, I
when he
hate it.
just said, their businesses are doing the stuff, I was like, what's the stuff? I don't know what the stuff
You better
is.
figure it out.
I hate.
I made an
business.
intro for our new
There you
studio
go.
sponsor,
That's some stuff.
Mo. Just call Mo Studio. Welcome to
Yes.
the Just Call Mo.
Yes.
Thank you, Mo. We
Just
appreciate
Call
that.
Mo Studios. I was gonna call it a Studimo, but you said that was stupid.
So I saw the whale.
Yeah. Can we call this the Just Call Mo the Whale Studios? I'm gonna run that by Mo. Write that down and run by Mo. I want to call it the Just Call Mo the Whale Commemorative Studios. You saw the movie The Whale, the movie that I have laughed. There's screenshots of these trailers where he's got the nose, the oxygen, and he's crying. I laugh. I know I
haven't seen
should.
them.
I laugh and I laugh. I save them on my phone if I'm having a bad day. I'm like, I need a pick-me-up. I pull up the picture of the whale crying, and I start laughing.
So Crystal wanted to see it.
Why?
It
That was Andrea's
before
question.
Christmas.
Andrea's a lighthearted. She's a happy. How would you describe my wife? Happy, lighthearted, fun,
She
positive.
doesn't do any.
No,
she
nothing
doesn't
bad.
drink,
No
do
drink, no
drugs.
drugs. Never
She's
had
just-
a cigarette in her life. Nothing. Only good. But she was like,
she
why?
reads books.
Yeah, she was
and
like, why would
organizes.
anybody want to watch the whale? She asked that. She's like, can't understand it. She's like, why
That's
would
what I said.
anyone?
That's what- yeah. But I'm not like I
your
drink
wife-
and do drugs,
your-
and I say the same thing.
Yeah, but your wife has
Yeah.
a tendency to love the idea of an ultra gritty, sad drama, right? She loves the Melancholia as one of her favorite movies.
No,
she
I
likes
don't know
these
why.
gritty, like she likes the emotional ride. I think she is what they want. She is.
She wants to believe
She's a whale lover.
No, she wants to believe she appreciates art, and then she
Why
likes.
you gotta say it like that, man? That's mean.
What do you mean?
Well, like she likes to believe.
Because he's trying to say she's a basic bitch, but
Yeah,
she
you're
tries
trying to
pretend
say she's
not.
an idiot.
No. I'm
She likes to believe that she can understand.
She goes to the Indian.
art. She
it was-
goes there and smokes cigarettes at Eden Bar.
I think it started with our love for what was that old theater? That it's on Loma, the Loma
the
Cinema
cinema
the
house?
Draft House.
The Draft
Yeah,
House.
yeah. Where we used to smoke
Yeah,
and
the
watch
center.
movies.
Some call it the center of Orlando art is the cinema cinema.
So she fell in love with the places that you could drink and eat, and then
like
start off with
Cruella
smoking and watch a movie, and then now.
I'm surprised she hasn't dragged you to one of these drive-ins.
I'm sure that's been kicked around.
Yeah.
I mean, that's had to have been on the list of dumb ideas.
I don't think she has the same affinity for drive-ins.
But you can sit and smoke and eat
I
and
know,
drink in your car.
Well, you don't want to smoke in your car, though. You sit on the hood.
Yeah, or in the back of the truck, right?
You go out, take a walk around the concession stand.
Back in the day, we were known to smoke in some cars. That wasn't
Not even yours.
Some headliners got burned.
So anyway, so we went and saw The Whale, and I was surprised that
The packed house.
it was.
Set the scene. Are people dressed as the whale? Or
No,
do they have special whale like drink specials? Did they have any whale
No,
mini memorabilia?
These are normal Indian
Were people
crowd,
like
but-
I
chanting?
was gonna say,
whale,
what's the demographic of the crowd
Yeah.
here?
Was it a bunch
I
of
don't
fat
wa-
people? What if it's all whales?
No.
Was it whales on whales?
I don't
Because
look-
when I went to see Kings of Comedy, I was one of the only white people in the opening night.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that like maybe there's a certain demographic.
Yeah, do
that
all
they-
the whales
no,
come out?
No, I think this would make them.
I think less
not
whales
wanna-
would. I think I don't want to
yeah.
be. I don't want to. They'll look at me if I'm in the audience. Everybody, I'll look around. He's the whale.
As I was
The whale
watching,
is
you know,
here.
because
He's
it was like 5 days before Christmas or whatever, and I was like, man,
Nothing is more Christmassy than the whale. By the way.
it was actually a lighthearted Christmas movie. I'm joking. It was the
You
worst.
got me.
It was the worst.
You got me. You got me a little bit. He surprised me.
It was not. It was hard to watch.
Yeah? Did you look at the
Rough?
wall?
Is it rough?
No,
Is it rough?
no, not emotionally hard. I just, it was like if you grinded your eyes with a little light sandpaper.
Yeah.
You're just.
Is it all
you're
bad?
Like,
There is nothing good in there. The
It's-
whale, does the whale triumph at all? Does he ever?
Listen, I'm not gonna ruin it for
I know
anybody
the
else.
ending to the whale.
It's just one of these movies that the whole time you're like, whoa, like it's hard.
Yeah.
It's a hard
It's
watch.
like walking through mud.
Also, the Indian serves food, right? So I'm
Oh
like,
Did you get chicken tendies?
I
gotta eat
no,
hard.
If
If you go to the whale, you got to eat hard. You got to go like 2 pizzas, all the things. I'm about
Well,
the
okay.
whale, mother effer.
I
I'm
know.
going to whale it up.
there's something about eating and watching the whale that without ruining it, because there's a.
Was I right about the book part of it? About the dude, and he had a gay lover, right? That passed away or committed suicide, I believe.
Yeah. But
That's not ruining anything.
No, that's kind of the beginning. That's why
Yeah,
he
that's
kind
why
of
he
got
spiraled.
spiraled into
Right.
depression, and he's using eating as like a
Crutch.
coping mechanism and a crutch.
Sure,
and then
yeah.
there's like
The irony of him using it as a crutch is.
there's a person that is, and there's always in these scenarios that is like enabling him,
Yeah,
because
caretaker,
they feel they feel bad. You know,
But they always
wife or-
treat the caretaker poorly. Yeah.
Well, it's not even that they treat him poorly. They just, it's like this weird codependent relationship where the person like knows.
Were you
they
guys
shouldn't-
dressed Christmassy for the wedding?
Yeah, what did you wear?
You're describing.
I'm trying
the
to eat my
sad-
Cuban sandwich. But I'm like,
You got a
God,
Cuban?
It's hard to gag this thing down when
You
I'm
got
watching
a
this.
Cuban?
And I'm like,
My
why
God.
can't we go to like some movie with Vince Vaughn
Yeah.
and he's
Can we
wearing
watch
a sweater?
Violent Night?
Vince
How
Vaughn
about-
in a sweater.
Yeah, I'm just saying
Yeah,
some
I want to
sort
watch
of
4 Christmases.
Christmas rom-com
Yeah.
where they're gonna watch.
How about a little Reese Witherspoon comes back to Alabama?
Although, like Crystal had she didn't really like it. Not. I don't
she
know
told
how-
I
me.
love that she
She
wanted to
hated
go
it.
see it. She hated
told me
it.
she
She
texted
didn't
me.
hated it.
She texted me she hated it.
She-
I'll read her text.
Okay,
She's
well,
like,
she
"I
does this all the
hated it."
time. But
And
I'm
she's
like,
like, you know I'm hard to please.
but I tell her, I'm like,
did she
but
say?
with what they did, I will tell them, like, they're all good at acting, and they put on a performance, a great performance in a, like, this could be a play, right? I don't know if they're going to adapt
Okay,
it to
her
a play,
text was
but it's just,
actually-
it's all set in one location.
it was
So
a play.
It's all in his apartment.
It
Okay,
was a play.
Okay.
I believe it started as a book and a play.
It seemed like a play. Like,
Okay.
it seemed like you're watching a movie play.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what it is.
And so
This is what Crystal,
they
Tom's
did-
wife,
Man.
said to me after the whale. She said, "We saw it last night. It was disgusting."
Wow.
You know I'm hard to please, but I did not enjoy this film at all.
Well, but I'm like, that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to make you feel like, in one way.
Well, how is it? Is it more disgusting than the hoarder house we went in before the Christmas break?
It was
disgusting in what way?
Because he was doing like
disgusting. Was he doing the finger through the hole?
No,
That's pretty disgusting.
No. It's like when you're watching
was he
someone
eating chicken
kill
McNuggets nude?
Yeah, no, like you're watching someone hurt themselves with
like
food.
Nick Avocado on YouTube, the mukbanger who eats all the food.
Yeah, it's like that, but it's like in a he's mad doing it because it's
I'm
like,
mad at these nuggets.
So you feel bad for him, but it's also disgusting
Does he
to watch.
eat in the film?
Yeah.
Is it a lot of eating?
It's I don't want to ruin it for anyone.
Ruin it? How do you ruin a film that the whole premise of it is ruining your face?
It's it's the whole battle of like feeling bad for this guy and what he's going
what
through.
What do you do
and then
you watch
also
The Whale?
Sabotaging himself.
Yeah, what do you do?
Yeah, he's like, and then he's like going on these like grief eating, like manic eating sprees, and then he's like barfing after her because.
What did
like,
she think it was gonna be?
Well, that's what I asked her on the ride home
all right.
when she complained about
silence? Like,
because I knew what I was going into.
What do you do? You go bowling after the whale? What do you do?
No, I know.
You go home. You ride home in silence after the whale.
Also,
she watched a 400-pound man barf all.
Yeah, she brought. Crystal has.
Would she bring blankets?
No, she brought her mom and sister.
I hate when people bring blankets.
And her mom was like stressed out about something. Then she made her watch.
That's like when Andrea brought me after my dad died. Like one day after my dad died, Andrea's like, "Let's go see Rent," where everybody dies of AIDS, and you can cry, and you can cry. I'm sitting at Dr. Phillips crying in front of thousands of people, just crying in front of people, and people were asking me, "Oh man, this is really affecting
into
you."
this play.
And I'm like, I am, but at the same time, my father just passed away, and this is just like beating me in the head with emotion.
The morning we put Lena to sleep, we went and watched District 9 in the movie theater, and Crystal had a panic attack. And then I was like, "Why did you choose this?" It's just like
I couldn't do anything when I had to put my dog down.
Well, she wanted to get her mind off.
You went and watched District 9.
I don't know. It was some sad movie.
District 9.
I don't know what it was.
He turns into a bug at the end. He turns into a full-blown bug.
It was something.
Oh my God! The parallels. He turns into a bug. He turns into a whale at the end.
Anyway,
just like this is District 400.
I'm like, you have a interesting way of picking movies after like these life.
I need a trauma movie.
Yeah, or Before Christmas. Goddamn whale.
Merry Christmas.
Anyway,
how long is a big movie?
2 hours.
Yeah,
that's a lot of eating.
Like I said, they're good at acting. Like they did good, and that's why.
Could you tell at all that it was a fat suit? Were you like, ooh, or like?
Nah, I mean, like. You could tell he gained a little bit of weight and the fat suit, so it was convincing. Like although it was a little bit over
Anybody
the top
show up in there that you didn't expect playing a weird role, like Dave Chappelle playing like the sidekickers? Remember when Dave Chappelle's like in what is that movie? He's in like You've Got Mail.
No, it wasn't. No, that's
or something. It
was the he's singing, the guy in the singing. Did a parody song.
A Star Is Born.
Star Is Born.
No, he's in that too, but he's also like one of the like sidekicks in like You've Got Mail
or some old.
Yeah, he's like in one of those old where he just pops up and you're like, well, what the hell is Dave Chappelle doing here?
Yeah. Anyway. Let's talk about Daniel winning the fantasy football league.
I know, can't believe it.
Congratulations.
I have been in this league for how long? 15 years?
It's been a long time.
You've been in there a little longer than me.
Yeah, and I have never won it.
I know. I know.
Never won. My name's not on the trophy.
This makes me the best in fantasy football on the show officially because it's a good payday, dude. Because they kept. I remember when we first started that league, it was like a $50 buy-in allegedly.
Yeah.
And now it's like a
no,
bigger.
it's gambling's fine. Now.
Okay. It's fine.
Yeah. Now it's $250.
Yeah,
so
we did good.
It's a good payout.
I cannot believe I won, man. I've been second place before, but then I got beat out by Susie. This year, I
thought Susie was going to win again.
I thought she was too.
But Daniel won, and if you go back and look when you beat me like a couple weeks, right before the playoffs,
like 4 weeks ago or so, yeah.
It was just because Kyler Murray got hurt.
The only reason.
And Matt Cappenboy did bring that up. He's like, man, if Kyler Murray didn't get hurt and and scored 10 points, then you would have beat Daniel, and this whole trajectory would have went some different way.
Totally different way. That's the way it works.
And then you look at it, and you're like, it's for me who thinks that there's like skill involved, even though
does it make you mad?
It doesn't make me mad. It just makes me it actually makes me put less pressure on
Like a
myself.
relief.
Because I'm like, well, no matter how much effort you do in research and listen to all this fantasy podcasts and I was listening to fantasy football podcasts in July preparing for the season.
I know.
And then it all comes down to some injuries and luck and the right place, the right time, the right games, and then you win. So congratulations, dude.
Oh, the chat room. Thank you. I appreciate that chat room is asking how much. $17.50. Pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a nice haul.
Yeah. For after Christmas, that you're
That's an injection.
Especially in the middle of the year, you're like, "Oh, I'll never win this thing." You didn't even think you were going to make the playoffs.
Well, I had a run where 4 weeks in a row, or 3 weeks in a row, I lost, and I'm like, well, this is it.
And this also ends the run of horrible fantasy football advice that I've given everybody this year. Not only
you gave me terrible
you gave
advice
me
every
good.
time.
No, you gave me good.
No, I told you to play golf instead of Brady this week. Brady scored 57 points.
57 points. I know. I would have
even
won.
though it didn't matter, but still,
but
imagine if it did. I told you I was like, listen.
Nobody said that, by the way. Nobody said to play Brady this week.
I know,
one pundit
but
said
you had him in your lineup. You were going to play him, and then I was like, "Don't play Brady, play golf."
grab golf.
And
he did good for me the
57.
week before, but it's all right.
Anyway, I'm like, well, I'm not giving anybody fantasy football advice anymore because I've ruined people's entire years.
And I'm proud of me this year and thank you again for that. But I'm proud of myself this year because there were some things that I did that I hadn't done before, like picking up players, watching the waiver wire, watching the lineup and matchups better.
Yeah, you put some effort into it.
Tyler Agier, that plays for the Falcons. I hate getting players from my team, but because Cordell Patterson has been more of it's weird. His role is, I don't really know where it is now. I don't know. He was injured a little bit, so then Algier was getting more of the ball. So then he ended up winning me 3, 4, 5 games. Just for doing 18, 22 points here and there. So anyway, it was good. That was really, really fun. You did good well too, though. You made the playoffs.
Yeah, but
we are better than everybody else in the league. Consistently, we are better than they are. We're the best at fantasy football.
So I'll tell you how I threw my mom's Christmas present away.
Oh wow, that escalated
right before Christmas.
The one that she gave you, or one that you were going to give her and you threw it away?
No, one that I ordered for her and I threw it in the garbage. So,
that seems wasteful.
Did you do
it in front of her face?
No.
This is because
it
you
was
were
by
so
accident.
sad from coming home from the whale that you just punted her gifts?
I will say that I was trying to get prepared more for this Christmas, trying to get the garage cleaned out and all the gifts wrapped and stuff, so we're not scrambling so much on Christmas Eve. Because for years, me and Crystal
scrambled. There was a mess here. You see it over there on the couch where I was wrapping things madly here.
I'm talking the night before. It's we're trying to do last minute stuff that I yell at myself every year. Why didn't we prepare for this? Why it's 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, right.
The kids are going to be up at 5 a.m. or break of dawn, and it's going to be a miserable, tired ass Christmas of us. And we're drinking, we're wrapping stuff. We're like, where's this? We're going to get this. And I'm like, can't we do this beforehand?
Yeah.
So then make Christmas Eve chill. So it's nice
Christmas
and
Eve chill
relax.
again. I noticed he has that hat on today. I noticed. I love it.
And so we made an effort to get everything a little more prepared. As I get older too, I'm I just can't deal with the chaos as much.
Mellow, dude. You don't party like you used to. I mean, you drink your seltzers. I went over to his
watch
house.
A sensible whale at an Evian.
I went over to his house.
I'll tell you a story about
this dude don't even
myself.
drink. He doesn't even drink beer anymore. I went over to his house and he had Michelob Ultra Guava seltzers.
No,
they're 3.1%.
No, it's just
zero carbs.
It's the least alcohol seltzers I can find because I can't drink the 5s because I end up you have 8 of them.
I know.
And then you feel like you can't have 5. It's like having
it feels great,
5% craft beers, and
it's the only thing that loosens my back though. It's if I have 3 craft beers, I'm back to my old self again. I'm strong.
And I say
virile,
5.
Virile is how you say it?
By 5, I mean 11.
Yeah.
Exactly. yeah. I'm trying to
like
pretend
yesterday,
5's
after I won the fantasy football, I got into.
You're like the drinking whale.
Yeah.
Oh, we're the drinking whales. I'm baby whale.
So
I got into full-on you won fantasy football mode yesterday, and Andrew's like, "You drank 12 beers," and I was like, "I did not." I drank 11. I left one outside.
I'll tell you a story about that on the BDM show. But so the throwing away my mom's Christmas present, we're trying to pre-prepare for this Christmas a lot more. So I'm
prepare.
I'm like,
that's not a thing. It's just prepare.
No, pre-preparing is when you prepare for preparation.
Okay.
Well, preparing is the day before for me, or hours before.
Pre-prepare.
Pre-prepare is before the day before for me. So anyway, so I'm like, let's pre-prepare so we're ready.
Yeah. Pre-prepare is thinking about preparing.
yeah. And so I'm cleaning up the garage, and then
there's
Amazon.
It's never not clean.
No, I know.
It's making trash at this point. It's like a
perpetual trash machine.
Yeah, why is there?
Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Something is wrong.
And there's Amazon there's too many Amazon boxes.
Okay.
And Amazon needs to figure out a better way to ship.
Yeah, it's Amazon's fault.
Yeah.
Too
many boxes.
Sometimes they send them in bags.
Yeah, but it's always in boxes, in bags.
Yeah, they put the bags in the boxes.
I get bags.
And
you must be ordering big stuff.
Yeah.
He's
a whale of Amazon.
Well, between the kids and all the presents, like we don't go to stores. We just, of course, the orders are all online. And anyway, so there's boxes everywhere. So I'm trying to.
You can throw those away, you know.
That's what I'm doing to prepare.
Gotcha.
And this is Friday, and so also. The trash guys are coming before Christmas, and I gotta tip them because I've been yelling at myself for how many years on the show that I gotta tip these guys. And
Maisie set out her beer, put in her gift card, she set it on the top, and then she stood at the window and waited like for hours until they came.
So
she loves it.
I decided to do cash. So I have Canadian Josh's cash, which we didn't even talk about the Solar Bears game.
You gave the Trashman Canadian money? That's a joke. Like, I punch you in the face.
It's like, what?
This is a bull ass.
So, because it reminded me to talk about the old first period halftime show with the Solar Bears too, because we didn't get to talk about any of this time.
Yeah.
So I'm cleaning up all the Amazon boxes, which reminds me, like, I got to tip these trash guys. So Friday morning,
sanitation workers.
I get up and I start getting everything ready to put, like, and I'm trying to organize the boxes, like break them down instead of like the normal piles I do, because I'm gonna meet these guys and then I'm gonna hand them.
Oh, you're gonna do a hand delivery?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Because
Cash.
I didn't prepare for any like cards or anything. Plus, I realized like these guys don't want to open a Christmas card.
It's more trash. Yeah.
They'll just throw it away. It is easy for them to get rid of it.
Hand them cash and say thank you.
Yeah.
They don't, like I.
What if they throw the cash in the trash?
How many are there?
I don't know.
See?
Oh, then you're peeling off.
You didn't pull off enough cash.
Then you're peeling off dollars like you're a mafioso in Brooklyn.
You gotta split it 3 ways.
Well, I realize. Okay, so I have Canadian.
That's why you're not supposed to be there, dude.
You
let them divvy it up inside the cab.
Yeah.
You're so like. You don't want to know what you're doing.
What didn't absolutely want to tape it to the trash can?
No, you set it on the top of the trash can. You get the beer, you put the cards in the beer, you put the snacks on top of the beer, and then you tape that all there and put it on the trash can.
See, the beer, I look at it like, do these guys want to, like, now you got to take this beer into the cab of the truck, and if they're going around and other people are giving them beer, because that's the standard. You give garbage men the beer tip.
And
do they have a bunch of 12-packs inside the cab that there's like a pain in the ass? I was like, well, I'll just give them.
Wow, the overthinking.
I know. It's
still there.
It's deep. It's deep. Because once the beer's out there and I put the gift card and the snacks on top, which we did. I don't know. I forget about it, dude. I don't even think about it.
I don't know what kind of beer they like. Like, if someone gives me a 12-pack of Heineken.
It's free beer.
No,
you just give them like Budweiser. We just went standard white label. Who doesn't like an ice cold white label Mabel?
Maybe they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people don't like
give it
beer.
To somebody else that wants it.
Plus,
it's the thought.
They're younger guys, right? So they're in their like mid-20s.
Like some of my Mick Ultra Seltzers.
You got young sweetie trashmen?
No,
I don't. We have a lady driver.
Well, they can't be old. You know how much work it is?
It's a lot.
I watch them go down the street, and I'm like, they've done more work on my cul-de-sac than I do all week physically. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
Like, lifting up 3 trash cans per house, they've done hundreds. It's heavy.
And our guys just drive.
That is hard-ass manual labor.
We got the arm.
Yeah.
And we got a lady that drives,
arm,
and then 2 guys, sometimes 3 guys on the back.
No, we got Castleberry. Every trash can's different size. Everybody just piles of trash. These guys are.
Yeah, they deserve cash.
It's hard.
You're right. They deserve
It is hard ass work. And then you start looking at what you pay a month to the city or whatever. Like it's not that.
It's like $6.
It's the best value in all Texas. Like our trash pickup. Like.
But what are we paying for? Because aren't they really just taking it and destroying the earth? Just dumping it into a field.
All I care about.
I can dump my trash into a field for nothing.
Dude, but you know how hard it would be to like take your trash and drive it to the dump yourself 2 days a week. Like this is a pain in the ass.
I kind of wish I lived in one of those countries where you just throw it out your window.
Or to some hole behind some pit down the street.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm like feverishly trying to break down boxes, the Amazon
you want to
boxes.
Be polite.
Because I realized, like, that's what you're supposed to do, bundles. The stuff that I normally don't do, which is why I'm tipping these guys. I feel so bad because normally
You're stepping it up this year.
Yeah. My trash isn't always in bags. Sometimes it's loose in the cans, which I feel like they hate. Like, when you just put all loose trash and smoothie cups and, like, liquids in like, just the can.
Oh, do they
with
hate
no
that?
bag. Yeah.
It's easier to fall out when it's done.
I mean, do they have an opinion of the trash?
I bet you, like, they under their breath.
Goddamn smoothie cups.
They say this MF or like put it in a bag because they want to pick up the bags, throw it in and drive away. They don't want to pour.
I'm still thinking my guy's got a robot arm.
Liquid, yeah. The robot arm's different. Like when you're picking it up and then pouring it in, and I'm stuffing it. There's fireworks in there. They're spitting. Anyway, so I'm waiting for them, but I get all the Amazon boxes, and then there's one Amazon box with a bunch of like bubble wrap and stuff inside of it that has other Amazon boxes. So I was like looking at it, and then I see them coming down the street.
You got anxiety. It's coming.
So then I'm like, they're coming. So then I just grab it.
What do you dress like? You dress nice?
No. And then I have the cash.
Nice. Don't blow it. Don't blow it. Whatever you do.
So then I did this awkward thing where
Tom, you've been practicing it.
I run that box out, put it on the top of the box.
They see you run out on your stick like that.
And then I stand there, but they have to do the neighbor's trash, then turn around at the end of the cul-de-sac.
You're trying to meet them as they turn around.
Well, so I stand there, and they see me standing there, and then the guy's like from across the street. He's like, "Everything good?" And then I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just waiting for you guys to come out." He's like, "All right." And then, God. So then I'm just, and then I'm watching him do like, each neighbor, and then like everybody's got.
You guys see the whale? Start yelling it at them.
And then I'm standing there, and then they get to me, and then there's only two of them, and I expected more, right? And I had $60, right?
You got to give them 30 and 30.
So because I was gonna give each of them
3 20s. Oh, you gotta rip it in half.
Yeah. So I thought there was 3 guys because I thought on my normal, like when I saw them, there was like 2 guys in the back and a driver.
And you call yourself a fan.
And then there's only 2 of them. So then they get there, and then I'm like, "Hey, Merry Christmas!" I hand the guy that lifts up the cans 20. And then I go over to the cab to hand the driver the 20, but then I have to step up like because
you think you're going to call? I would be pulling a gun on you.
You stepped up on the side of his truck?
So you don't touch a man's truck like that, man.
Well, I wanted to.
That's a good way to get
an
ass.
You walk in front of the windshield and you're like
walk in front of the windshield.
If you get on the side
I'm
of my
not climbing on the
truck,
side of anybody's truck,
Look,
dude.
if you get on the side of my garbage truck, I'm going to take my 3D printed defense knuckles and I'm going to stab you right in your eyeball.
So then this weird, awkward situation happened.
Get off the truck, dog!
No. Where I'm like, "Hey, thanks," and I give him the 20.
Get off my truck!
And then he thought that I was like summing.
You want to take a ride?
Like giving him a signal to get out of the truck to like I was gonna tip him for stuff. So then he gets out of the truck.
He wants me to get out and give him a hug.
No.
Oh my God!
Hey, this crazy old man wants me to hug him.
So then he gets out, and he's an older gentleman.
Did you hug him?
And then he's like, "Oh, what do you need?" So then I was like, "Oh no!"
Because people don't do this. They just leave the
They
card
just
out
leave
there.
the goddamn white label Mabels with the money.
That's why they ask you, "Is everything okay?" Because usually, if some a-hole is standing outside by the street, they have a problem.
This old man thinks he's gonna have to fight through the street.
Oh my God!
So then he's like, "Oh, what do you need?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing. Merry Christmas." He's like, "Oh, what else do you want us to throw away?" So then it made me think.
Oh my God! You tipped him to make him your personal garbage man. Now he's like feels like he's got to do stuff for you.
So then I was like, I wonder if other people if this is the thing where you tip the garbage man
Have you
extra
ever
to bring
heard
stuff
of
that's
anyone
not
ever walk out to the garbage man and just start handing them money?
Well, no, but then I thought maybe this is the thing where people wait and they have
get
like
some extra trash taken
you
out?
have like a bag of oil, like you're like
a bag of oil.
Yeah, like I do. I have a couple.
And then
have a couple Rubbermaids in the back of my garage that have scooter oil
or
in them.
batteries or something.
Yeah.
And then
stuff.
and then you give them money, and they just like they look the other way, they throw it in the truck, and then it's like
I got you.
Bribery works.
So did you make him go get all those Amazon boxes?
No. So then he started going through. Like I had because the week prior to Christmas, we had off.
This is exhausting to me.
So I had all this yard debris. That yard debris is Wednesday.
Oh, they took your yard debris. They broke the rules for $20.
Oh my God!
So then they're like, we got all this too. So then they started taking the yard debris, and I was like, no, you don't have to do that.
The fridge winches in there. They're throwing the kids' bikes in there.
Insane.
And so then I was like, well, I'm gonna give them the other 20. So I took out the other 20, and they both looked at me, and I was like,
oh my God, they started
fight for it.
They started buttoning his pants. He's like, I can make them do anything. Come inside and bang my wife. He is inside. He's cuckold. He's cuckold with the 2 trash men. He brings them inside. He's paying them to do everything. To make me an omelet, trash man.
Man.
You do the craziest stuff, man.
I gave him the 120 the one. I was like, this is for both of you. This is for both of you. And then he's like, all right. And then they just got to drove away. And then I was like, that was more awkward than it needed to be.
Yeah.
This could have been done.
That's terrible.
Completely different. And then I walk inside.
Too much interaction, man.
And then I'm like, all right. And then I'm like, hey, and I tell Crystal, I'm like, hey, I'm like, I think we're completely trash free. We're ready.
Freaked out the garbage.
We're ready for Christmas. All we gotta do is wrap like my mom's and sister's gifts, and we'll be done.
Finish up.
And then she's like, "All right, well, your sister's gift, I got her a pressure washer.
Nice.
And but it's
Very
like
nice.
the cheap electric ones.
That's what I got.
Yeah. But no, but not the smallest possible one.
Oh yeah. So you cheaped out. You're like pressure washer. It says pressure washer. What is it? $30? It's fine.
Yeah,
I like that.
But
I love doing that to people. It's like, hey, use a pressure washer. I got your pressure washer.
But so anyway, and then I'm like, where is? I got my mom. She requested some comfortable house shoes. And I got her some UFOs.
Are they yours?
On the UFO train.
Are you just re-gifting your UFOs?
No,
you took them out back and you scrubbed them good in the pool?
I ordered woman's UFOs. And
woman UFO.
And then
Girl UFOs.
And the color she likes.
What color?
It was like a peach. It was like a peach color.
Nice.
And then my wife said,
desert sand.
Crystal's like, there are over inside the Amazon boxes that are by the other gifts.
Yeah.
And
in the pile of trash.
And then
in the never-ending pile of trash.
So you paid the trash man to take your mom's gift.
Yeah. And
you gave them $20 too quickly and awkwardly.
How much did you spend on them UFOs?
Anxiety
that was
stuff.
a good $85.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And,
or somewhere there's a trash man wearing peach UFOs. He's
you tipped him in UFOs.
He's like, I have never felt better. He's like, my back. I feel so good. Guys, you got to try these.
Yeah. So I gave him money to throw away my Christmas presents. And then,
would you have to buy new ones for her?
Yeah.
Okay,
and that, which, by the way.
You should throw those out, too.
It was one of the times where I texted my mom immediately. I was like, I threw away your Christmas present.
No.
I'll have to get you. I'm going to order them, but it only is going to show up.
That
this
sounds
is Friday.
like you forgot to buy her something. You know that, right?
No, I know, yeah. But
that's what people say when they forget to buy something. They're like, oh, and then something crazy kind of
shipping.
That's what I told her. I was like, I know.
The shipping got messed up. No, you just forgot to order it, dude.
No, because my mom knows me. She knows
this
that
is why people think you're a liar, though.
No, I know, because these things happen to me, and then it sounds like a lie.
It does.
It's like the dog ate my UFOs.
It does, the dog ate my
UFOs. The trash guys, I paid them to steal your UFOs.
I paid them to steal them.
And so then I texted her, I was like, I'm sorry, I reordered them, but they're not going to be here until after Christmas. I threw them away. Whatever. And then she's like, it's all right, honey. Don't worry. I don't need anything for Christmas. And I'm like, no, I know you think it's a lie. You think I forgot.
And it's not. So
I'm a horrible son.
All the trash man to Christmas dinner to tell you.
And so then Crystal actually found them at the mall. And
the ones you threw out?
No. Like they actually, I'm like, they're for sale at a store. And she's like, yeah.
This is why I still go to stores.
And then she went to the store and bought it. And I was like, it's a Christmas miracle. you went to the store?
It blew your mind.
Yeah. I didn't believe
there was a shopkeeper. It wasn't a robot.
I did not believe there were still stores.
Yeah, they're out there.
You went and bought a Christmas present day of.
They're out there, and all the people working at them are sad.
They're sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was that. Oh, and then Daniel and Andrew, Crystal decided to do a Christmas dinner for.
That's good. we're not gonna
for the Dennis family. You don't want to come over to my house for Christmas dinner, do you?
I don't know. It sounds too chaotic.
I will tell you that this one was Andrea's.
What was on the menu?
Andrea's mother came over, and I will say that she enjoyed it very much, but she did say it was a little chaotic.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
there was some,
we had a fire in the front yard.
A bonfire?
Are we going to tell that? Or,
yeah, I'll tell.
Is it a trash fire?
I'll tell some of the story on the BDM show, about.
I've never seen you that uncomfortable. To a point where I saw him get to a point where he was so uncomfortable at what was happening that I walked away from it. And I didn't even joke. I didn't say a word. Normally I'll make I'll make a comment, or I'll try to make it light, or make a he's gonna go full Weisenheimer. No, I didn't say a word. I just walked away and shut my mouth.
Also, I tell.
Did you ask him about Kelly days?
No. But I feel bad. I feel like
not look happy.
I need to send them a gift, and I'll talk about it on the BDM show.
Well, let's send them a
Christmas Day dinner time.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're all in the truck.
Yeah. I'll tell the whole story on the BDM show. But back to the hosting the Christmas dinner. So. Okay, this goes a little further than just Crystal wanting to do these like hosting things.
She's a good host. She's a great party host. She plans it well.
She grew up, and her mom used to host a Christmas Eve dinner every single year. I'm sure she told you the story of how it came, and it was like this Christmas Eve dinner where she'd invite everybody who didn't have a family or someone like people from the church,
anyone,
and her friends and family, like any stragglers.
Come one, come all, little and small.
And she'd invite and
whales allowed.
Cook this huge dinner herself, like. You didn't cater it or anything. No. Like cook every meat, like gigantic, for like 20, 25 people, and then I remember doing this with Crystal for years.
And we were told. Remember, accidentally, we were told to bring a fish.
Okay, well, so
are we gonna tell that?
And I was gonna tell that story. So then she invites the Dennises, and Andrea's mom came.
Andrea's mom came.
My mom, my sister, my niece. Her mom and sister, so we had a good amount of people and the kids.
Maisie, we left Maisie at home.
She's fine.
There's no need to have her there.
And so, and then Crystal tells everybody to bring like a dish, right? And then she tells Andrea.
Usually it's like a side dish.
A side, right?
Or some,
or dessert, or
So, and this was like a week ago. Crystal's like, we're sitting on the couch, and Crystal's like. Daniel and Andrew are coming to Christmas dinner. I'm like, oh, cool, awesome. And then she's like, they want to bring a fish. And then they want to bring fish.
It was called it said a fish.
Then I'm like, fish? I'm like, who eats fish for Christmas?
The Christmas I'm like,
I'm like, that's a weird thing to say, like, hey, bring something. You're like, I'm going to bring fish.
No, I asked Andrea, I was like, what does it say? And she's like, a fish.
Okay.
And I was like, fish? And she's like, no. A fish, like a whole fish.
By the way,
I was like, well, damn, I haven't made a whole fish.
This is just proof that my wife's a dumb old lady too.
So is this that Crystal texted Andrea what to bring?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she put a fish.
Well,
on accident, I'm assuming.
I don't know.
A week later, we figured out that when Crystal said bring a dish, that it just
a dish, a fish.
She missed a typo wrote fish, and then Denver looked back at and then when Andrew's like, all right, I'll bring a fish. and then
Chris was like, my wife's a logical bitch.
Was like, a fish.
Oh man.
Like,
did you bring a fish?
Andrea told me that. She's like, we gotta go get a fish. I was like, what?
And I'm like,
the F are you talking about?
And then I'm like, what? My like, what kind of fish?
I was trying to think of what. Snapper. I was gonna try to make a grouper. I was like, what do I do? What do I do?
What's a proper Christmas fish?
What's a proper Christmas? Thank you, Sam. I think I even typed in Christmas fish.
Oh man.
And I was like, I don't know what to bring.
Yeah, you should have. Andrew should immediately a fish. What are you insane? Why would I bring that?
No, Andrea's like you. She doesn't complain. She's logical, right? If I told you, if you asked me, hey, what do you want me to bring to the birthday party, and I said a fish, you'd be like, oh, I got it. No problem, and you'd bring a fish, or you'd forget.
I think I would say fish question mark after. Because that would be a weird.
Right.
You think so?
It would be.
Andrew
weird.
just went straight into we're bringing a fish. I'm like, all right.
Anyway, and then this is something we gotta ask Mo about. So the boys got this obstacle course for Christmas, And by the way, it's still up. By the way, I left it there for a week.
I'm glad. I like
when
it.
I was gone, which I think is a lawsuit
I mean,
ready to happen.
It will deteriorate though too in the sun, and
that's
at
fine.
any point
Everything
it will
happens.
dry rot and rocket your child into the ground.
But I think it's an attractive nuisance, and like Mo would tell me, like people could jump up on there, fall, and break their neck, and then sue me for and sue my insurance.
The aggressive American Ninja Warrior.
We have an update on the Christmas fish. Andrea said that she did ask a fish ? And she said, "I said, would anyone eat fish?" To which Crystal wrote back, "Maybe."
Well, because it's two people trying to be polite to each other instead of
you bring a fish.
Instead of being like a fish, no one's gonna eat that, you idiot. Like it's just yell at everybody the truth, and then none of these mistakes will happen.
You guys are crazy.
Well, everyone's trying to be too polite and be like, a fish? Anybody eat fish? And Chris is like, fish? Maybe. Like, Chris should have said, no, of course not. And then he'd be like, well, why'd you tell me to bring it? And then you said, you wrote it. And then he'd be like, oh, it was a mistake. And then it was a week of, Andrea wants to bring a fish. And I'm there like, a fish? That's weird.
I have a fish.
Why the hell?
I have one in my freezer.
So we, I put this obstacle course up.
It's like an American Ninja Warrior ratcheted. Like
Which is interesting because you pay for your boys to do that already.
No, but I like that.
This is one at home.
Like this one between the two mega trees that he has.
Listen, when Crystal bought it and told me she was buying it for Christmas, I was like, well, that will be used once and never again. I would bet. Oh, which makes her mad.
Yeah, he said that in front of her as I was leaving. That was the end of the Christmas party, is him arguing with her about how long oh my God.
This
is how you don't want to be there.
You know how hard it is for me? Like, I see reality, and I see what's going to happen, and then I can't stop it. But, like, I know, and then when I say it to like, Crystal, she gets mad at me.
Why not just not say it?
That is.
That's what you tell me
option.
to do. That's what you tell me to do.
I know. But at least I have to say it in a joking manner.
Okay.
And then when she gets mad, I'm like, I'm just joking. But I got it out a little bit. It was like a
pressure release.
Yeah.
Pressure release.
So Crystal gets this thing because in her mind, like, I'm gonna ratchet it to the two trees out front. We got these two giant oak trees.
What's wrong with it? Why are you picking on it? I think it's pretty cool.
Well, because I know that
I gotta see this thing.
No one's ever gonna use it. I'm like, after I put it down, which is gonna be soon because someone's gonna sue me, then it'll never be used again. And that's all I'm saying. It's like I see the future because I see all this stuff that's like these gimmicks, these things that it's like the playground. Remember when I yelled about that? It was like Chris had this fantasy about the playground. And the kids,
it's a beautiful playground.
It just I've never seen it. Like every once in a while, Maisie will get up there. Yeah. She'll do, because other kids are excited.
She'll be like, no one's at the playground.
Like other kids will come over, and then my kids will like.
They don't have playground. Maisie doesn't have nothing.
Yeah.
But they don't have a yard.
It's good because they don't use it. If you have it, they're like, I don't want. Like they just want the damn video games anyway.
Oh man, yeah.
So I ratchet this American Ninja Warrior thing out there, right? Which, by the way, it's made for smaller, skinnier trees, not big old thick boys.
Yeah, this thing. Like by the time he gets to the end of it, you've only got one obstacle because the circumference of the tree is as big as goddamn redwood.
It's too. The trees are too big.
You got these big bunions, big Paul Bunyan trees out there.
And so I ratcheted around one, and I'm up there.
These trees are beautiful, but the number of things that these trees destroy of your dreams is immense. Your pipes, your doo-doo pipes, your pool enclosure, your roof, your American Ninja Warrior, your cars.
And so I get it up there, and then of course, like when my niece Becca gets over there and Maisie gets over, the kids get out there and they all start playing. On it,
they were all on it.
So they're all on it. My kids don't
Max
have
did it.
They don't have the upper body strength. Maisie's got upper body strength. She's going all the way to the third.
She's whipping through that thing.
That's what she does. That's like
she's
her
a gymnast.
Thing.
She's a dancer, gymnast, ripped. My boys, they're just hanging there. Tommy's stick bug. He's like, his arms aren't strong enough to get to the next one.
Tommy's
falling
so tall
over.
though now. He can almost reach
the
bottom
ground.
of the ground. Yeah.
Well, it's a little sag. I ratchet it as tight as I can. It's saggy. Anyway, and so they're up there. They just fall, get tired of it. And I'm like, all right.
Here's where they fall, though.
I see the end. I went after the 10th fall. I'm like, that was it.
Sam's gonna love where they fall, though. So when you get to the end of the obstacle course, there's There's the one where you have to use the ring to scoot yourself. Maisie wasn't good at that one. That made her mad. Man, she was getting competitive and mad about that.
Well, speaking of the ring,
she can't do the ring, and she was getting mad. Oh, by the way, you fall into the jagged roots. At the end, it's just
man.
At the end of the obstacle course, you get when you make it to the end, you celebrate by falling into the jagged roots.
I was gonna put a couch cushion down there, but Crystal was like, "It's gonna get our couch cushion."
It's classic.
So
you
I
get it
did
all
not-
So
rated.
trashy.
You gotta get one off of an old couch you drive by, throw it in the back of your truck, and then put
I'd
it
be
there.
so mad.
And let it get waterlogged.
It's a little trashy. I was like,
It's in the front yard?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
I don't have
Waterlogged.
trees in the backyard.
Couch cushion for your American Ninja Warrior says goddamn termites in it. Gotta get a new one.
But the ring, the slide ring,
Rusty?
after Maisie was trying to attempt to do it each time, it had to be reset back. It's like one that you
Yeah,
scoot
I
slide-
can't reach it,
And
it's
then,
too
so then Maisie has to, like, first she's like, Dad, do you get the thing? And then it's like shames Daniel every time.
I can't do it.
Because then she goes, she's like, oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
She's like, Daddy, you
Mr.
can-
Tom, can you do it?
Yeah.
And then it's like, it is like a child cuckold.
Yeah, she's like, Mr. Tom, can you get it? My daddy can't get it, even with a barbecue fork. I tried with a barbecue fork. I was using a
Oh,
barbecue.
man.
I tried with a barbecue fork
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
it back. She's like, Mr. Tom, he can't even do it with. No, it was a s'more. It was one of those s'mores rods. She's like, he can't even do it with a s'mores rod.
It was like I purposely did it just to shame you. And
The whole setup looked like I'd walked into a punked.
Anyway, then I left it up all weekend when I was out of town.
Nice and wet.
And then I thought to myself, I'm like, this is
Yeah.
the attractive nuisance.
There could be a
that-
kid laying dead in your yard.
like, you're not allowed to have, like, half pipes.
Is your homeowner's insurance going to go up from this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're out there. They're filming.
This is just a trampoline
yeah.
between two trees.
yeah,
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah, you're right. If they saw that,
We got to take a break, or do we? Can
No,
we? Have we ever rolled through a full? Have we ever rolled through and given him a fat boy?
We could, but then it's a whole
Okay.
thing. All right,
All right.
so we'll take a break. We got some other things to talk about. Happy 2023.
All right, great. Well, great segment. We could have just kept going. All right, we have nothing for today, right?
No, that's 1 and 2.
That's what I thought.
Then we'll do 3 and 4. Damn, I didn't realize it was noon already. We started a little late. All good.
Yeah, we'll get it done. If we have to push some of those commercials to tomorrow, we can.
Yeah.
If we need to get the OG BDM and everything out first.
Just had so much catch-up work in the morning.
Well, it's good though. We all stayed off of email, really. I am typically bad about that. I did pretty good. That's a good story. All right. Thanks for watching this morning, y'all.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, what holiday is it? Just the
It's the observed. I guess when it falls on a weekend, the observed day is the following
fall- okay.
Monday.
okay?
I guess, which I think is stupid because we don't do that with anything else, do we? It just
No,
seems
no.
weird. We always seem to make things just a little more complicated than they need to be. It's just, whatever.
You got quite the hearty mucus cough there.
Yeah. My allergies are just bananas right now. Molly Fish is alive. All the fish made it. They're good. Although the tank was loud this morning. It was just sounded like a Harley. You play any video games?
No?
I didn't really either. Normally over Christmas, that's when I do a lot of gaming. I did some Madden.
Played some Villainous?
I did some Flight Simulator. I got a couple new planes. I tried that Halo plane. That's a hunk of shit. Yeah, a lot of 3D poop printing. Oh, we need to talk about my 3D printing. Oh, Ghost, that's awesome. That sounds really fun. All the little things you can try and see if they work, see if they don't. No, I did a lot of puppy stuff, a lot of training, Dansby, and man, he's doing really good. He doesn't have any accidents. He always tells us when he needs to go out. He's a good boy.
Oh, we should
Talk
we
about
talk about the BDM show. We could talk about the. I want you to give us those.
Oh yeah,
3D printed
yeah,
gifts.
yeah.
I also want to talk about stuff that happened
In the news.
Also, the New Year's Eve specials. I watched the
right.
Miley Cyrus, Dolly Parton one.
Oh, did you?
A little bit.
Yeah, I did too. Would you like to bring us back?
Yep. My allergies must be something too, because I woke up like phlegmy, and it's been like the past couple days.
I'm so itchy, and the only reason I'm wearing a hat is because I have these little like itchy spots on my hairline, and I get them in my beard. I got to get rid of this fucking ginormous beard. I hate this thing. I haven't had one of these, and I grew for Christmas, and I fucking hate it. It's hot, but Maisie's like, I love it. Hate it. All right, here we go. You bring us back. 3, 2.
Welcome back to a corporate time. A couple things. We got Get Hooked this weekend coming up on the 7th. So it's the Sanford Fishing Tournament. There's a bunch of kid activities involved.
Yeah.
If you search Get Hooked on Facebook, you'll see all the stuff. But basically, fishing tournament. Then there's like a seafood festival.
Yeah.
Downtown Sanford, right? Then like West End, where
Yeah.
we do all our parties.
the seafood eats, the shrimps and the whatnots and the drinks that you would expect at a seafood festival.
Yeah, and then also they got the kids fishing event,
Yeah.
and like they stock a
They
pond.
stock up the pond. Yeah.
And they got so that's always fun. And then the next day is a food truck fiesta that Eric will be out.
Yep.
Also, Secured Roofing and Solar will be out there on a tent next to Eric.
Nice.
We kind of got that settled at the end of the year, so they'll be at next to Eric's tent all the rest of the year. For
Go
all
out
the
there,
Sanford
see
events.
Eric, see our buddies from Secured, say hi, and enjoy yourself in beautiful downtown historic Sanford.
And Sofa and Suds is January 22nd. That's the new date.
20
so-
days away, buddy.
Yep. We'll be hosting that, and that starts at 2 p.m.
Okay.
So a couple things. First, Sam, did you do anything special for Christmas or New Year's, or take it easy?
We had a few of Trav's family members over for Christmas, and we just did a easy breezy little pot roast. We did a Mississippi pot roast, mashed
that
potatoes,
sounds
roasted veggies.
Yeah,
Nothing too crazy. Just sat around, ate.
Oh, we didn't bring a
Tough
fish.
trash.
We brought a lasagna, pre-made
Oh,
lasagna.
nice.
Yeah, it was easy breathing.
Did you exchange presents and all that, or was it
Just me and my husband.
Okay.
Are you guys
Yeah.
a New
No,
Year?
I'm saying with the family, or
No.
okay.
Are you a
No, they're all grown
Christmas-
adults.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
good.
Some people bring presents,
Yeah.
and then it's awkward. Like I told Crystal, I was like, text Andrew and Daniel, make sure they don't bring us something, because then I'll feel
Yeah.
awkward.
I returned
then
it. I got you some peach UFOs. I got you a sweater.
because
A copy of The Whale on Blu-ray.
to me, it's an awkward exchange if an adult brings another adult
Yeah.
a present, and then you didn't get him anything. Where
Yeah.
you feel
it
like
means
a
you're
dick.
gay. No, it
Well,
means nothing. But you shouldn't do. It's gifts are for kids.
And the person, I'm sure, doesn't care that they didn't get anything back.
Unless
but
it's like booze that the house can enjoy.
Sure.
Or
that's
like
a
a
gift.
plant.
Yeah,
a
that's
plant.
a dinner gift
Yeah.
or something. But
Yeah, somebody brought a bottle of champagne. Someone
Bottle
brought
of
dessert.
wine.
Yeah.
Stuff like
Yeah.
that's fine. But if I came in and I got you a pair of board shorts.
I know. Well,
I got you a pair of board shorts.
and again, and you
Well,
have
you did make us something though, right?
Yeah, but that's different. Yeah. You want to
Yeah,
talk?
yeah.
Can I even put these on camera?
I don't know.
I don't think I can put these on camera.
Okay.
I
I
can
saw
keep it
some
below
pictures.
camera.
Of it.
So
Just describe it, I guess.
okay, so Maisie wanted on her list for things to get. The top tier was Princess Sapphire, American Girl doll, which she
Okay.
did get.
All right.
But then the next thing
is that a hot commodity? Did you have to like search around to get it? Is that even exist anymore? Where there's a sought after gift that people can't find?
I think that one did sell out, but we're so organized. Like as soon as I knew she wanted it,
if you just got it in June.
I mean, I'd had it in the back of my closet for like like 5 months or something. It was crazy because we knew. And even I knew, like, it's going to sell out.
You prepare,
Yeah. And then the other thing she wanted, which, we were on the fence. We did a little bit of research, but she wanted a 3D printer, which I was like, no. But first she wanted one of those. It's like a 3D printer, but it's a pen that you can, like, draw. It's just like it's almost like a glue gun that you put the filament in, and you can draw with it.
Mm-hmm. And so it acts like a 3D printer, but you have to do it yourself.
Yeah, but that's like a hunk of crap. And everybody I've talked to, everybody told me they're garbage, don't get that. Yeah. So I started researching it, and one of the things I didn't want, though, was like a ginormous 3D printer, like a huge box. I'm not going into business. I'm not starting an Etsy shop. I just want to have some fun doing it. So
something simple.
Yes. Yeah. So we went with the Toy Box brand, which I know to a lot of like guys that are into the hobby, they're like, not good. But it's good for kids because she can do it all by herself.
Yeah.
She can load the filament, change the filament. It's got heat, but it's very simplistic in that. And don't take this as a diss, but even for someone who hates his phone and computers and whatnot, like you could literally do it so easy. And
I will test that theory.
We could bring it here, and he could like literally start making whatever he wants. Like it seriously, you could. It's so easy.
I'm dissed.
I figured you might be, but it was one of the first things that Andrea said. She's like, "Oh man, Tom could even do that. It's so easy."
Wow, that's actually a diss.
Yeah, we use you as the benchmark in the house. It's. I think it's time you finally know that we do use you as the benchmark for the bottom of technologically.
Can Tom use this?
Yeah, can Tom use it?
Is there anybody below me?
No,
bottom.
No, you're the
bottom. It's you and then Remy.
No, Remy's a little higher.
Oh, okay.
Because I wrote to Remy last week, and did you know he figured
out his own podcast.
He figured out that board I gave him. He's like, I downloaded the manual, drink in my hand.
No.
But so we started doing little 3D prints and with a toy box, and it's so fun. It's like most things take about between 3 minutes and 40 minutes to print. So I printed you guys some things.
Now,
for you, Tom, I can't put these on there.
You brought a bunch of stuff over for Christmas, and the stuff that it could print is pretty amazing. So this one's how detailed it is.
These are for you. They're I printed
wow.
A penisosaurus
They're turtles with
weenie heads.
Yeah.
And balls. Necks and bull necks.
Yeah.
It's a bull neck turtle.
Yeah.
With
we
a
definitely can't show that. We can show the bottom. Can we show the bottom?
Yeah, you can show the bottom.
Cover the top.
Just cover the top. So I'll hold this. Yeah,
can't show the top.
So there's a turtle, and then there he is. Here's another turtle that I made. I do these when I was about to say when Maisie goes to bed.
Is there a history of this in the machine?
Here's the problem. I
question.
didn't know there was a history until let's say maybe a couple of days ago. When Maisie made her way into the history and said, "I want to print a turtle," and then she didn't see anything, because it looks like a turtle, and they're tiny when they're like their thumbnails. In the history?
Yeah.
But I had to go in there and delete everything out of there. Yeah, I had to delete all my creatures.
Again, there may be a situation where she sees this and doesn't know what that is.
I don't think she would
because
know.
Takes it to school.
Yeah.
And
No.
I'm
just saying it's not traumatizing because she'll be like, oh, the turtle's face is not on here. It's weird because she's only seen her old man's, which doesn't look like that.
Exactly. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
It would just be like, I've seen my son's. It's the squished up skin at the end, like floppy. You know what I'm saying?
Good Lord, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's
not. Need to draw it.
Yeah. Like circumcised, uncircumcised.
You can print that. You can choose.
Yeah. That would be more offensive to her because she would associate it like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But
I never thought to print one of those.
This could be like, I don't even know what that is.
Well, I'm in the minority, right? So the likelihood of one of the models looking like that would be very low.
Well, at least we
or am I in the majority? Are most men globally Uncircumcised?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm in the
It's only
majority.
United States and
Okay,
some other
gotcha. American football.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
yeah. We cut it.
Yeah.
So anyway, how many of these have you made?
Well,
because you brought over a lot to my house, like toy cars, things like.
Yeah, I was making tanks. I was making GI Joes. I was making
How big can it is this?
You can print in like 3-inch sections and then make it as big as you want.
Okay.
So I have one doll that I printed that's Tom from Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
The cat. And I made him, and he's about, what is that, like 6 inches, 7 inches tall?
Yeah.
And I just had to print him over a 6-hour period in little chunks. So I'd like print his hands, and I'd go away and come back later and get his hands. And
it is. Me and Daniel were talking about it on Christmas. It was like we are now at the stage where we're printing our own Chinese garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all just little plastic figurines.
Yeah. This is American
BDM
garbage,
Appreciation Week is going to be great this year.
Yeah, I'm going to do a lot of these for BDM Appreciation Week.
Now, you did say it's not normal plastic, like it's biodegradable plastic.
Yeah,
so
it's
corn-based.
I guess it's like biodegradable and vegetable-based plastics.
So I can eat that?
I think you could, yeah.
Well,
I actually think you could. I don't think it's
more importantly, it won't live for 10,000 years in the trash.
It's pretty brittle. Like you can break it pretty easy. I mean, it's hard now because it uses almost like an octagon style or hexagon style printing to make the inside of it like really hard. Like, I mean, you can hear it. It's pretty hard.
It's pretty cool. Like if you look,
Maisie loves it. Like today, she's already like I can see the thing going on. That's another thing that one of the reasons why I like this one is it tells me when she's using it. It'll text me when it's done. It's got like little safeguards for parents on there. And this morning she was already making a fidget cube, and then she made like some doll's legs, and it'll just tell me your printer is in motion or it's printing this. So I can also see what she's printing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you gonna have the problem that I often have with everything I buy my sons, where they're into it for a small period of time, and then it just gets, forgot about after a while, and then you just end up playing with it more than Maisie
I'm sure
will.
that will happen. Yeah.
Because I had this similar experience with Tony Hawk Pro Skater, where we got Tommy and Max Tony Hawk Pro Skater for Nintendo Switch. And I'm like, we're setting this up on the big screen TV. It was like after Christmas, and I'm like, we're gonna play it on the big TV.
Yeah, it's got all the old music too.
And Daddy will show you, how good I am at the Tony Hawk. And so we set it up on the big TV, and
there you go.
We're playing horse or whatever. I'm blowing them out of the water.
You have your wife put pajama pants.
I'm doing grinds, going to manual, back to grind.
Yeah.
I'm showing I'm putting.
You're linking tricks together like a maestro.
I'm stringing together 12,000-point tricks.
Yeah.
Like a manual with a bounce grind, like blowing the doors off them so much where they gave up.
You went too hard.
And then got disinterested, and I'm playing it by myself.
You went too hard.
The day after Christmas, I'm just sitting there playing Tony Hawk.
You can't blow their doors off.
And they're inside playing Roblox.
Well, it was like the same thing with May. Like she made a fidget cube, and then I made I made a super technical warrior. And she was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, because you're doing it better than they can, and they get discouraged.
Say, the thing that makes Andrea really mad, though, is that we have become obsessed with printing poo.
Mm-hmm.
So
I saw that.
We printed what started is at first we printed like a tiny, like an emoji poo. Mm-hmm. And then May says, well, can we print more real poo? So then I printed a poo swirl. I 3D printed a poo swirl. And it looks like a real poo. Like a dog-sized poo. So we've been pranking everybody because,
by everybody.
By Andrea.
Poor Andrea.
Yeah, that's what everybody means. We put it
3D
everywhere.
printed dog poo.
We put it
everywhere.
in her lunch. I put it in her salad. She went to eat she likes a good chopped blue cheese salad. I put the poo right in the chopped blue cheese salad. And then Maisie said, well, can we print more realistic poops? Mm-hmm. So then I had to go and use these little STL files. So I'm on the internet. It's like 1:30 in the morning. I'm tracking down. I'm like a hacker. I'm tracking down the finest where men have gone and found real poo and scanned it. And then changed it. And then I'm like, that's what I got. Hyper realistic. This is literally modeled after a real poo. And I was like, I got it, Eureka. And I'm printing, I'm in the lab printing these realistic poos. Some of them have caging around them. I have to get an X-Acto knife. I'm slicing the caging off to make it look like it's got to be held together. It's crazy. It is the future, though. It's been the future for a while, but like when you think about the idea of being in engineering or in the medical field, let's say, and needing to print, let's say, like a limb for somebody or like a part that you need. My God,
I mean, like we did a Weird Job Wednesday one time talking about 3D printing and like
I made fun of the guy, but man, I owe him an apology because I love it. It's fun.
You start getting to the point where you start printing the stuff you need instead of going to the store.
Well, I did
like
that.
Simple stuff, you know.
I told you
print out UFOs.
No, you know what I did, and I told Tom this, and he was like, "Man, that's the future." I even sent him the pictures to prove this. So the day after, it would have been the day after Christmas. I still hadn't fixed the pantry door, and I needed to go to Ace Hardware and get a washer. And then I thought I'd bought these washers. I went down, I'm looking through my tool cabinet. I couldn't find them anywhere. And I'm like, Andrea says, well, maybe you could print the washer you need. So I went online and I typed in Rondell washer set. And you can find just for free of charge on the internet.
That's awesome.
I have now in my possession, because like, what does it cost? It cost me nothing, and the files are nothing, right? So I have thousands of washers. I found the one I wanted. I dragged the STL file into the little toy box. This is, again, a very basic bitch printer. I just took it and scaled it the way and then I just kind of eyeballed it. And then I just hit print, and I printed the washer, and I took it over to the pantry, and damned it, the thing didn't work perfectly. And Andrea's like, well, that's the future right there, man. I mean, like that, we used it to fix the door, and not only it worked better because it's just a press board. It's like a cheapo pantry door, but a metal washer is almost overkill. The plastic actually gripped and worked better. Like it was like a grippier plastic. Yeah, it worked great.
It makes sense to me that everybody will have some sort of version of this in their future garage, like on the corner where you just print out the bolt you need or whatever the hell, like that kind of thing. We're not there yet, but I mean, it's damn close. Or these things are. What do they cost?
I mean, this one is a little pricier just because of all the kid kind of pieces that are in there, but you can get a really good one for like $2.99.
Okay, I was about to say like $300-$400.
You can get a really good one for like $200. Like there's some Ender 3, I think, is one of the ones that I keep people keep telling me about. And if you go to the website and look, but this one again is made for. I wanted it so I could just send Maisie to her desk. And she can do it all. I don't want to be over there loading it, fixing it, calibrating it, making sure that the filament's coming out the right way. Oh, it's not this thing's stuck. I needed it to be like kid friendly, and this one is super kid friendly. If anybody has any questions about it, you can always ask me about it. But the only thing I would say is it is extremely limited by size. Like you can't print anything over about 3 inches, which is actually good.
Okay.
Which is actually good. I don't want to be printing huge. I don't need that much plastic, right? Like little bits of plastic here and there. It's fine,
And you don't feel as bad if it's a biodegradable plastic, like the plastic that that's going to be in the landfill for, like I said, 1,000 years.
I mean, it says this is biodegradable. I mean, they can say anything, really. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, that's what they say.
So, I was out of the loop for about 2 weeks of what current events were going on. Like,
there's a lot. A lot of people died.
So what happened?
All right, let's kick it around.
I heard about Barbara Walters.
Yeah,
her passing.
A former pope died.
The pope,
that pope that looks like the bad guy.
Kirstie Alley. Was that before or after?
That was before.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think we were on break though. Maybe.
Bam Margera.
No, he's still alive.
Oh, he's good. Yeah, he's good.
So with older, every time I hear older people dying, like
Franco
Barbara
Harris.
Walters or the Pope,
Gangsta Boo died yesterday.
Boo, yeah.
And then that murder, and I know Sam, you know something about that. That also was making headlines because my friends were talking about it, and like they were talking about those. It was college students that got murdered.
Yeah, college students in Ohio.
4 college kids.
So it was like a huge mystery, right? Because it was like 4 different people got murdered in the middle of the night.
It was Ohio or Idaho?
Idaho. Did I say Ohio?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's good. I thought I got it wrong.
No, it's Idaho, but they got killed in their sleep, and like there were like no leads. Like everybody's like, what the hell happened?
And then the people, like it was at a fraternity house or that kind of stuff,
like one of those houses that people kind of come and go. You party through the night.
And then everybody had this weird story where like friends were called before. They
and there was a lot of weird stuff around it. Everyone was trying to figure out who it was.
Which I know when my friends were describing, they're like, a couple of the other kids that were staying there, they they couldn't wake the people up, but they didn't know they were murdered, or they said they didn't know, and then they called their friends before they called the police, and then their friends came over.
Yeah, all that's odd.
And then
one of the girls, I was watching this on a TikTok, one of the girls that I think was like downstairs that did not get murdered, she was like posting stuff around like on her social media like around the time that the murders allegedly happened. So it's like, how do you not? I'm sorry. Like,
like,
you didn't hear nothing?
I think there's a brutal murder.
Yeah, then
like
there was one dad that said that there were signs.
There were defense wounds, so clearly there was a fight.
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
it is crazy.
Not to be depressing or anything, but then so then they caught the guy, and so
and he's a
well, you know.
He is
innocent until proven guilty or whatever, but
creepy looking dude.
28 years old. That was kind of surprising to me.
Now I don't know if this is true. This is just what I heard my friends talk about because they keep up with especially like my friends' wives. They like some of them are into like the murder podcast, like Sam too. So they were following the story, whatever.
Yeah.
And so they told me that I guess in one of the blogs or something like this, they speculated how they caught the guy is. They knew the car they were looking for, right?
Right. They did ask the public to help them identify the car.
And so they knew the car, and then what they did, and like I said, I don't know if this is true, is then cross-reference all the cell phone pings that happened in like a 2-hour span in that area, which was thousands or whatever,
right.
Like insane amount.
Yeah.
But they were able to go through, I guess, maybe a computer program could do it or whatever, and find out if any of those cell phones had a car registered to them in the same make and model of the car they were looking for. And apparently that guy is one that popped up, and then they looked into it or whatever as like
started kind of
as a possible suspect.
Put some tails on him.
But then that told me, I was like, man, if they're doing that, it is hard to get away with a crime nowadays because I would never even think, like, I know if someone's looking for you specifically, but the fact that they can start with just a car and then go back to all the cell phones that were used in that area for that 2-hour time and then see if any of those cell phones, the names matched the registration of that car, make and model, and then go from there.
It's just a more sophisticated version of like who bought a gun in this area, who bought ammo in this area, who bought this and that area.
And I was like, I'm like, never even thought that they did that.
He also apparently, according to some of the articles I've read, he did leave some type of DNA. They're not saying what. So they linked that to him. Plus, they tracked the fact that he owned the Hyundai Elantra.
Yeah.
But he was studying criminology. He was a criminology student. So I'm kind of like, he was obsessed with serial killers, apparently, right?
Yeah.
But he did all these studies, and he like specifically honed in on like forensic evidence. So I'm kind of shocked that he left DNA evidence there. And why he would bring his phone in the first place. Of course, that's how they're going to track you.
This is sort of why I was just thinking that, just because you're obsessed with something and just because
doesn't
you're
mean
in
you're going to
school,
be good at it.
doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be good at it.
Also, if you're crazy enough to murder someone or multiple people, then maybe you're not that smart.
And what was the Rambo knife
delusional
thing? Like, I wouldn't have chosen, if I'm going to try and get out of
it's a more personal way to murder someone, too, so it's really brutal.
It is.
Like, I don't think, like, how sometimes the movies portray, like, criminal masterminds where, like, this person's a serial killer, but he knows, like, he's ultra smart. He knows all about forensics and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that's what this guy thought, yeah.
And then it kind of turns out the reality is that all these people are just, like, in the base of it is insane. They may be more intelligent than other people, but maybe not a super genius. You know what I'm saying? Like, he may have been delusional that he was a mastermind, and so he leaves all the evidence and, like, he gets caught easily or
plenty of people are good at school, but they're not geniuses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I know tons of people that have PhDs, but they're not geniuses. I mean, they're just.
And a lot of times, if you think you're smart, most likely you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think you're a genius.
That's what it just smacks to me. It just, like, that's why I was saying I kept using Dexter. Not to say that this guy was, like, killing people to help the world in any way, because I think that was the premise, is that Dexter was, like, killing bad people, and it was like, oh, look, it's turning the. But I'm saying this guy, again, was, like, one of these guys that, like, lived in that world. He was obsessed with it. And then that brings the question of, does the inherent obsession of that we all seem to have with these type of things hurt or help or have no dog in the fight at all?
I talked to a homicide detective one time because down in Miami, he's a friend of Crystal's brother. Mm-hmm. And I was asking him, and he said that the one thing that did complicate things for him is all the shows like First 48.
Oh, they hate it. Actual investigators hate all those shows.
And because he did say, like, it does teach criminals and people what to do to not get caught, because they just show how we investigate these crimes. So they do work their way backwards. They're like, hey, let's not bring my cell phone to this shooting we're gonna do, or something like that. So he's like, I wish those shows didn't exist because it makes my job harder. But I know it does actually teach people how to get away with things. But I'm like, I didn't know that they were able to, or even thought about, like, if they're trying to find a car and like they go backwards through the cell phone records. Like that's pretty interesting.
They've showed that before on shows like First 48, like where
that and of course like even like red light cameras or what traffic cameras. They track the cars and stuff. And then the technology now, it is a lot harder.
Yeah, everybody's got a ring. Every ATM, every like traffic cam and stuff. Like you're like, oh, they do that move where like, here's the car driving from this street to this street. They just track them all the way back to his house.
Do you think that the company Ring Doorbell, who owns that now?
I don't know.
Do you think that they have ever thought to put a ring on it by Beyonce as advertising? Dude, like, that
would be too expensive.
Put a ring on your house. Put a ring. I'm telling you right now, it'd crush.
Amazon.
Write that down. I'm gonna send that to Beyonce.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send that to her. Do you think that this guy, like? It seems, even when I'm just like looking at him, I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely the guy. Like when I look at the guy, I'm like, hey,
that's what Crystal said too.
Like, oh yeah, that's him. That's
this guy looks like, the American Psycho, murderer. But that's only us in portraying it.
But it's like you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, and they photographed him with that weird like. Is that a bulletproof vest for transport or something? That weird green transport vest?
Yeah.
Which makes him look way more supervillain.
Yeah, when they put the bulletproof vest on you and they're like guilty.
I'm
like,
that's the guy.
You look like Bane from Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Bane. So did you guys watch any of the New Year's Eve specials?
I watched just a little bit of AC Squared, but
how was that?
It wasn't as good because they weren't allowed to drink.
Yeah, which is stupid. It's stupid in this day. Let them do whatever they want. It's on cable, for Christ's sake, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's CNN.
Just put it on HBO and let them go crazy.
Okay. I know I do this with everything, and I'm skeptical of everything. But I feel like that was something they released just to get ratings, to see people popped in to see if it was going to be as good or not. You see what I'm saying? Like, they were looking for a ratings push, and they manufactured this whole...
this year's narrative was no drinking, and next year it'll be back to drinking.
I feel like less people watched it and watched other things because they were like, well, screw it. Why am I going to watch
Maybe that was their test.
But I think they popped in, and maybe they weren't even going to get that.
I popped in.
There seems like...
You popped in. Did you pop in?
I wasn't in control of the TV, plus
What are you in control of?
Well, we were
Put your foot down.
We were doing
fireworks. Put out a football.
We were doing fireworks, and the neighbors got mad. I was staying at my buddy the Wizard's house. I'll tell it all on the BDM show. Like,
oh my God, you blew out some beach hag's windows. This dude, he goes to the beach.
I realize when you go, it's not Castleberry.
No, it's quiet there.
People's also
Castleberry hags, they're used to it.
I'm like, everybody is paying more taxes over here. Like, everybody has nicer houses, and it's like there's a beachside.
Yeah, maybe they don't like your flaming AKs in the street.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you.
Maisie was very sad you didn't give her a flaming AK.
So when we couldn't set off the rest, we started going. We
couldn't set off the rest. Who said you couldn't? This is American. DeSantis says. I read this morning. He said he was just him with his hand. It was a picture of him and his family. And they had their hands on their hearts, and they said, "Thank you for letting me serve the free state of Florida." And I saluted.
We were lighting bottle rockets out of boots, white boots. Anyway, so we started watching some of the New Year's Eve specials, and we watched Miley Cyrus one.
That was bad.
The Dolly Parton Miley
I hated
Cyrus.
It so much. I love Dolly and I love Miley, but it was just so bad. Because they had like lines.
All my friends hated it. I don't understand what's good or not.
They were they were acting, and Dolly's like looking around the trailer. She's like, "Well, is Jimmy Fallon here yet?" And he walked up, and then they'd start doing an Elvis song or something. They're dancing, and I'm like, "This is trash." And I hate Jimmy Fallon. You know what? Take Jim Krasinski off of the John. Jim from The Office.
Just say Jim from The Office.
Take Jim from The Office off of my unfounded hate list and put Jimmy Fallon on. This is a new year, 2023.
Okay.
I now love Jim Krasinski, John from The Office.
Yeah.
And I hate Jimmy Fallon, Johnny Fallon. I do not like them. That's new for this year.
Well, one Jim with Jimmy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Jimmy Fallon does.
So annoying.
Oh, God, he's so annoying.
I bet he's a super nice guy.
No, I've heard he's not.
No.
Some's accidental dickhead. Some say
I've heard he's a very...
Some say you are Orlando's Jimmy Fallon.
I hear he's a drunk D-head.
Is
a
he?
drunk D. No, I've met him. He's very nice. I met him at Stetson.
I'm sure he wasn't drunk there, though.
No, I met him at Stetson with Savannah, and he was super nice. Like, really, really, really nice.
Well, that was before he was
It was
real famous.
That was before he was Big Fallon.
So I did notice, because like I don't know which one is good per se or bad. It's all it's like musical acts, and then they're on stage saying something, But I saw Dolly Parton, and I was like, man, she looks good for her age. And
why doesn't she just get rid of those boobs, though, man? At 80.
That's the image, though.
That's her brand.
And she got a big old. I've never seen. They did a shot of her in a see-through gown.
Have you ever?
She has a big old ass.
Have you ever seen a real?
I think it's all fake.
Everything.
Yeah.
I think it's very much drag
surgery.
show.
Prosthetics.
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
I think she puts on the
she's
fake hips and the fake boobs.
80.
Yeah.
You know, like she.
That's got to be bad for her back. There's no way.
Yeah.
Have you ever
probably
seen?
Not real.
I don't
right.
think so.
Yeah.
Have you seen other 80-year-olds? Have you seen?
They're gross. They're disgusting.
No, they are old.
She also wears the flesh-colored gloves, so you don't see her.
Well, I wear
Have
those.
you seen Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
He's looking old because he's not
He's
not
in
doing
that new
plastic
movie,
surgery.
Something about Otto, where I'm sure your wife will say it, where he's driving around town being a good Samaritan with people,
And
teaching people how to drive or something.
And I know that people are like, oh, yeah, well, that's surgery and prosthetics and makeup and things like that. But still, even with all that.
Yeah, she still looks great for 76. Yeah.
Is she 76?
Yeah.
I thought it was 80.
76.
I mean, close enough.
Yeah, but
Bicentennial.
it's 76, and to look the way Dolly Parton looks is it's crazy to me. Like, it's a supernatural phenomenon.
But although her acting,
Right?
you can tell
It's
she's
amazing.
old, though, in the acting scenes because she's a little shaky.
Mm-hmm.
You can't stop the shakes.
Yeah.
You can also tell by the hands. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's a trick. The old
I like
She
the-
wears the flesh-colored gloves.
I don't like the
though.
look of the hands, but I like the feel of them because old lady's skin is so soft. It's so delicate. It could fall off at any moment.
Is that gloves?
Yeah.
Some of it's gloves.
Okay.
The top layer.
So it's real hand-looking gloves.
Mhm.
No. Just they put it on the top.
It's like fingerless
Yeah.
gloves.
But she still has grip.
Yeah.
But the top
Yes.
is
To
She's
cover.
got bad arthritis.
It's to cover. Yeah, and it's also
To
to
cover
cover
old
the
lady
liver
hands.
spots that you
Yeah,
get on.
yeah,
I
yeah.
have a look at my goddamn hand.
because I said, "Is that?" I'm like, "Is
Yeah.
that airbrush?" And then Crystal's like, "That's gloves." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Gloves."
Yeah.
I thought it was like they airbrushed her
No.
hands young.
No.
But it looked obvious.
Jimmy Fallon wears them too.
She's been wearing those for years.
Yeah, some say Jimmy Fallon has the oldest looking
amazing.
hands for a young man of any man.
Miley Cyrus is trying to do what's her name? That famous rock star singer.
Pat Benatar.
Is it Pat Benatar? I was thinking of, was it from Heart? Who's that?
Cindy Wilson? Ann Wilson?
Are you thinking Joan Jett?
Joan Jett. She's trying to do Joan
Yeah,
Jett,
a little
right?
bit. That hair is, I mean, Sam.
Everyone calls me the blonde Joan Jett now.
Some would say, Sam has that as a very popular style of hip, it's very cool hair.
Well, I'm just saying
You
the
would
way
look good
she's
with that hair.
performing, though. Like,
Well, she has the raspy voice.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
got a little
It
Stevie
fits
Nicks.
her voice.
Stevie Nicks. Maybe I was thinking of
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks.
That's Fleetwood Mac, little Stevie Nicks. I think Miley Cyrus, man, I think she's hot as hell.
Why does she do it? Money-wise? Because it's
Why
got
does
to
she
be
do what?
the New Year's Eve special.
No, they had fun. I think they enjoyed doing that.
In promotion.
She has a new album coming out.
It's good promotion.
Yeah.
But it's got to be a tremendous pain in the ass, right?
They call in all those stars. It was so poorly acted. They call in Jimmy Fallon for 2 hours on a. He comes in, he gets into makeup, he goes out on set, he sings some dumb song with her that they know how to do.
But there's rehearsals.
Yeah, but
and-
not. I don't think it's like you think though. I think that they get it. He knows what to. They're all pros, right?
And I guess as far as events go and live TV, you do have the most amount of audience because people are at home. And if you got if you're already went out or you did, and you're just watching like from 11 o'clock to 12, and you want to see,
I was watching football. Now I got to
you're
tell
putting
you,
it on.
I think that every year, some sort of really exciting college football game. I haven't had that much fun on a New Year's. Plus, I made it to the end. I made it past midnight because the goddamn end of the football game was at the stroke of midnight. Me and Andrew were
The
at.
Ohio State game.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah, yeah.
That
No, I
Ohio
know.
State Georgia game was so
During
fun.
the countdown, the Wizard turned it over, and we watched the
It's
kick.
so good, man.
By the way,
that whole game front to back was good, man.
Sam, look up the kicker's name who missed that kick for
Yeah.
Ohio State.
Oh, yeah.
Because every time that happens, I feel so horrible for that kid.
Yeah.
Like,
He's a child. He's like, what is he? 20? 19 years old?
I mean,
Noah Ruggles.
Noah Ruggles. So how old is Noah Ruggles? 21.
Probably. Let's
Like
see.
21, 22.
Oh,
He's probably,
Ruggles.
maybe he's a senior. Is his last year. He's probably a senior, right? 22.
I don't know. I don't know about the kicker position. Could be a weird one.
Yeah. Like I don't know. If you get a good
He could
kicker,
be
you get a
43.
freshman
I don't
kicker.
know. Kickers are weird. Kickers like a goalie.
It's just the whole school, right? You're Ruggles. Right? You're Ruggles and
Happy New Year, Ruggles.
yeah.
They're all yelling at you.
By the way, everybody's watching it on social media. Like there's, it's
Everybody flipped
good.
over.
Yeah. Like
Everybody flipped over to Ruggle it.
so, no one's even heard of you except for people that go to Ohio State or whatever. And then now you're kicking for the game winner in a super exciting game. And what? How many yards was it?
50.
It was a big boy kick. And
50 yards. Is, I was too drunk to
Andrea
realize.
asked me. She's
I
like,
thought it was like a 42.
Oh, I was hammered too, and I looked at Andrea. I go,
50 is pretty different. As a college kid.
I go, what's his record? And Andrea's like 48. I'm like, hell does it?
yeah.
I was a pundit. I was a football pundit. I knew exactly what I was talking
Although
Trying to find his age
the point
here.
being, it's not an impossible kick, right? Nowadays, people are doing 50-yarders frequently.
got
In the
old-
NFL, that's almost a gimme
You got
these
old,
days.
What's his name? Tucker? No,
Yeah, Justin
Tucker. Yeah, that guy's a goddamn robot.
But so I mean, now they can hit him in the NFL from 67, but this is still college, right? So, but 50 is probably on the top end of like, what do you give it? Maybe you get a 55, 60%, 65% chance of a 50 yard or something like that in college. Anyway, you miss it. And how bad? I mean, because you got to go to school. The new year and the whole school is mad at you, right?
Don't come up to me and if you are on my line, don't come up to me and pop my helmet and say it's okay. Don't do that. Don't touch me. No one touch me. If I miss the kick, you know what he should have done? He should have run backwards and slammed his body into the wall.
Now, he's got to be a little older because it says Ohio State's 6th year senior kicker.
Okay,
Noah
well, some of them
Ruggles.
stay around. So, but
Hey, I like the girls. Hey, I'm
Listen,
Ruggles.
You're 23, 24. Still, though, you're a part of the college. You've been there for 6 years. Like the whole school, like this could be your time to be a hero. Because if he makes it, your life is different, right?
You love those kind of things, though, man.
I
You love
I
to make
love
it,
it.
break it.
I love it.
You
but
love it. You've done it.
It's so hard when to deal with the breaking part
You've
of it.
never
like,
had one break.
what?
You've never gone to do one of your things and had it fail.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like, remember I tried to kick a field goal for $100,000 one time,
But we knew that was never gonna. We knew that wasn't gonna happen.
I practiced for a while. Like it was a small percentage.
I understand
but
that,
no
but
one
it was
cared.
never going to
Yeah,
happen.
and everybody wanted me to miss it. They didn't want. Yeah, if I made it, they'd boo. You know what I'm saying? Like people like when I failed. I made a career out of it. But I'm saying this kid, if he makes it, God, like your
What
life
does he do that night?
Because maybe you don't make
You
the
go
NFL.
back to the dorm. What do you do? What do you do?
That's what I want to know.
You go to your mom and dad's house. That's what you do.
Now your team. I understand they're like.
I
Listen,
couldn't do that. My mom and dad are dead. I'd have to go to a bar.
But
Just carry my helmet.
And I
just
know-
walk to a bar.
for the most part, people are understanding and they're like, 50 yarders, you miss it or whatever. But
Not sports fans, man. Especially football guys. Football guys are crazy. You don't think those
So
Ohio
hard.
State guys wouldn't have got right in his face and spit on him and
Yeah.
punch him in the head? Like the way people are now, you don't think that those guys are like, you're the worst.
oh, I'm sure they're yelling as you run if you trot back in and the other team celebrates on the field.
Yeah.
They
And the Bulldogs are doing
man,
like
how
cartwheels
bad?
and flips. Like all the players are doing like flips
Yeah,
and crazy, and they were like running around and they're charging the field.
The heartbreak.
Oh man, that's bad.
Because again, it's not even that you didn't make it and the heartbreak of that. It's if you did, how much of a hero you'd be. Like you're missing out on that, and most likely you'll never have this chance again. Like you only get one chance to kick a game-winning field goal in a bowl game and New Year's
Yeah.
Eve.
And it looked like it was
10
gonna
seconds.
go.
Dude, if he would have made it, they would have been celebrating at midnight.
It
Like it would have been
But they were
storybook.
celebrating at midnight.
Well, the other team was.
But it went, what I'm obsessed with is the feeling, because I watched it. We turned it up, like I even stopped the 3D printer. I was like, I will skip making a poop for this.
This is exciting.
And we're looking at it. And when it first started, the part
I've never seen the finale of a bowl game line up with exactly
Yeah,
the
that
end
was
of
crazy.
the New Year's.
I think they should always be that way. I think they should just plan it that way for fun.
Nearly impossible, I guess, with all the
I missed the ball drop and everything because my husband had it on the
Yeah,
game, and
we
I'm like, wait a minute,
yeah.
it's midnight.
We didn't watch the ball drop. We watched the game.
We
instead.
were doing the countdown, flipped it over, literally
Yeah.
saw it miss. I was like, oh, he missed it, then flipped it back,
Yeah.
and then 3, 2, 1.
So the part I'm obsessed with is that part as soon as his foot lets the ball go, and because it looked like it was on like
Track,
point.
yeah.
Like, I was like, oh man, it's tracking good, and then that first feeling, he must have been like, there it is, oh,
yeah.
like that, oh, and then what are you nauseous?
But it's the days after, like today, that I just feel like how do you get out of your head that you could have been could have been the most important moment of your life that you could have had forever, and you could have died knowing you kicked the game-winning field goal in the bowl game on New Year's Eve.
A lot of people
think
think that I would have, or you and I, or even Sam as well, would have respect for a person that would be telling the story, let's say 5 to 10 years later, and they're in the NFL, and they're like, and that's when I missed the game-winning kick for Ohio State. And look, I came back to make it, and now I'm in the NFL, and I play for the Tampa Bay. But I would have more respect for him if he this morning would have a press conference and say, I've decided to stop football. As punishment.
As sacrifice.
As a sacrifice for me doing so poorly for this team.
Yeah.
This is it for me.
The Japanese businessman.
Yeah.
You
follow the sword.
Yeah. And then just quit forever.
Yeah, quit forever.
And then you do the move where you walk out and you throw your kicking shoes onto the
roof of the
power line.
Yeah, power lines. Yeah. Like above. Like you walk to the middle of the street, you throw your kicking shoes
I
up
want
on
you
a
to
tree.
take your helmet.
Because your career is dead.
I want you to walk your helmet over to a dumpster and lift it and then drop it in. And I want to hear it hit the metal. Your helmet.
Oh, man.
Oh, let's talk about Ohio State for a second. Do we have any Ohio State? I'm sure we have a ton of Ohio State fans. Guys, the Buckeye stickers on the helmets are out of control. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It makes you look like a bunch of turds. You look like a bunch of fools. You can't even see the helmet for all the stupid stickers all over it. Nobody knows what Buckeye Bruce is. What is he? He's a little...
He's like a
He's
wheat
a nut.
nut or
He's
something.
a nut. No. The stickers are out of control. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. You don't need the stickers on the helmets. Leave those off so we can see what the helmet looks like, and then just keep a total in your mind of how good you're doing because you're a goddamn adult. You don't need a sticker. What are you, my daughter? What are you, 7 years old?
I'm always curious, like, if you run out of room with the stickers.
You have to put them in your beehole.
No, but I'm like, is there a plan for that? Like,
that's why I'm.
What do they represent?
It has to stop. The stickers
they're not
on
just
the helmet.
touchdowns. They're like achievements, right?
Yeah, the stickers on the helmet. We're not Girl Scouts. We're not Boy Scouts. The badges got to stop. And Ohio State is the most egregious.
Look at what they represent, because I thought.
What is everybody like?
Helmet stickers, also known as reward decals and pride stickers.
Reward prize! Oh, everybody gets a trophy. Ohio State got their will stickers.
Are stickers that are affixed to a high school or college football player's
Get
helmet.
your boots.
They can denote either individual or team accomplishments.
That's stupid. You shouldn't need that.
But what kind of accomplishment? Like,
he brought his water jug. Great job. You get a Buckeye sticker.
Yeah,
Touchdowns, gaining yards, running or receiving, impact plays are often why teams give out stickers to put on the helmet.
gaining yards. You're supposed to do that.
That's called football, you goddamn idiot. If you're losing yards, so we take the stickers away?
It should be like what? Like Mike Evans, 3
Wins,
touchdowns.
Yeah, that was a man.
That's a sticker performance.
Yeah, give that guy a sticker.
Wins, touchdowns, big hits, game-changing plays, sacks, fumbles, recovered and forced, interceptions, back over 100 yards, pancake blocks, and field goals.
It's too many. It used to be just touchdowns, and then I think they like widen it, and then they widen it. And, make it. Make it. Now it's like if you get a couple of, if you brought your right cleat. No, just do it for touchdowns and do it for sacks. That's it. And just enough with the stickers. I was looking at some of those players, and they've got like 1,000 stickers on their helmet, and I'm like, well, it just looks dumb. It looks like a participation trophy in the form of a sticker.
If do you get to keep your helmet as a player, because they're
I don't know.
custom? They're custom fitted to your head,
Hey.
your head at that point, right? Because it's such a high level, and these colleges have a ton of money. Like, so at the end of the year, you just take it with you, right?
Let's ask EJ.
Can't take it with you. I've always been told.
But not everybody. If you're like a backup, like,
You don't get to keep your helmet if you're a backup.
Did EJ keep his
I don't
helmet?
think so. They don't let EJ.
Your helmet doesn't have any stickers
We're
on it.
recycling yours.
Give it back, Fatso.
Jesus.
What are you gonna put in that? Peanut M&Ms?
Yeah. We let Shocky keep his.
Yeah.
You don't get to keep
He's
yours.
got like thousands of stickers on his. You're no stickers. In fact, you're the guy that gets the stickers for the Tom and Dan Fantasy Football League, which is true. He does have to do the stickers.
Oh, you're gonna get to keep the trophy for a year.
Yeah, Andrea's real happy about that. I'm putting it right next to the TV. I figured I'd keep it here to rub it in your face every day.
I don't want to see it.
You don't want to see it?
I don't want to see it. Keep that
so
at
for
home.
next year, do I get to make any changes? Am I in charge of our fantasy football league now? Because we're having a hot girl in a thong next year doing the stickers. And I don't care if Susie doesn't want that, wants that. I don't care because I finally won. And
we should make a rule.
Now that we have
guy
a
who
man
wins
in charge of the it's been this girl in our fantasy football league is so good.
Wins every year.
Every year she wins the league. And then so we've
Would
never
she come in place this time?
third?
Did she beat Captain for
I think
third
she
place?
did beat him for third.
She came in third.
Yeah, she's really good, Sam. She's like the best in the league. But we've always thought it would be too uncomfortable with her winning to try and ask her if we could have a girl in a thong put the stickers on. But now that I'm in charge of I'm the champ.
Put it in the text
Yeah,
thread.
I put it in the text thread. I'm like, we're making some changes this year.
I bet everybody will be excited, but afraid to comment. They'll just wait to see what happens.
I'll just say, message me an emoji privately if you like the idea.
All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Good job, y'all.
All right.
You want to do an intro for that?
Yeah, we'll do an intro, and then we'll just we'll start the BDM show a little late so we can have lunch, and
Cool.
we'll get back to.
All right, guys, we're going to take a
schedule.
lunch, and we'll see you guys in an hour
In the
or so.
Facebook BDM group.